Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 20 Sides of Failure playing Curse of Strahd. I'm the person holding the strings, and here are my puppets. Starting with the bottom row, we have our Furbolg Druid.
Hello everybody, it is your friendly neighborhood Ness here, and I play the Furbolg Druid, Sonder Elwood, who is slightly regretting coming here, but I really hope the knowledge is worth all of the fighting.
Well, hoping to mitigate at least some of that disaster, we have our Aasimar Paladin.
Hello, I'm Naren, and I will be doing Aurora Rose, who is at least grateful to see something that was at least once really beautiful.
Someone else up for exploring the potential natural beauty of this place, we have our Human Artificer.
Hello there, I'm Dusky Beak. I'm playing Jack with his left-hand mechanical man, King. I am glad to say I've only fell through one set of floors. Hopefully let's not make it two.
It will continue. And for once not falling to the floor, we have our Human Rogue.
It's working. Sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm on vacation. I don't have my setup. I'm sorry. I'm playing the lovely Duddy Zorblantency, who hasn't fallen through the floor, but will throw Jack through the floor for touching the leg. That is all.
As it should be. And tentatively, not necessarily bringing up the rear, but fortifying the centre, we have our Barbarian Cleric.
Hey everyone, I'm English Ray. I played a human barbar cleric. I almost said the wrong character name then. Wow. Forgive me, I've had 3 of them. I'll be playing a miracle tonight.
But to catch us all up, the party have decided that they want some answers based on a little bit of hidden lore that they've been hinted at. And they've decided to go to the castle of Argynvostholt, where potentially they might be able to find the answers that they seek. After moving through the ruins and looking at all potential possibilities, they've already found their first intriguing inclusion. A set of undead that were prepared to beat them within an inch of their lives. Now searching through the rest of this mansion, they have found an upstairs set of what used to be, from the looks of it, abandoned bedrooms. And now it's just a case of exploring those rooms and hoping not to disturb something that nature has obviously reclaimed. So, what I'm going to do is stop the music here so that I can then take us over to what will be the battle map. Everyone on stream can see our home screen of what it usually looks like. It's a beautiful thing. And I will activate where you all are.
New map alert!
New map alert.
Hey,
So let
let's
me
go!
open that bedroom door. So, this is what you can see. Sonder, you are inside this bedroom, and where the floor cuts off to what looks like snow underneath, that is just a sheer drop.
I love that so much. Wow, okay.
The fireplace that you can see is as it looks. It is suspended above a chasm.
Gotta love that masonry, just holding that thing on for dear life.
Pretty much. And then this entire right-hand side is covered in spiderwebs. And it's these webs that are now moving. I'll say that the creatures aren't being necessarily stealthy right now. They are very much just running up the side of the building. I've just noticed that Serenity was not on the battle map, so we will place her right there.
Appreciate it.
And I'm going to have everyone roll initiative for me as you all watch, in mixed levels of horror, as these spiders begin to climb.
Am I still running Saya?
For now, until Saya arrives.
I just want to make sure if I'm rolling for them or not.
Jesus fucking Christ, those things are massive.
Giant spiders.
There's four of them!
Initiative.
That you can see.
I can't even. Oh, that's where the spider is. I can see it now.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I need a large boot.
You're gonna need more than a boot.
We're gonna need a bigger boot.
Damn it! I was gonna do it first. You ass.
Okay, where has... That is what... We're going to update King so that he is going to have a 10 in his initiative, so he can go just straight after Jack. Is that everyone? I believe so. Aurora, what is your initiative for me? As in, like, what is your dexterity modifier?
-2.
Okay, so in that case then the spiders are going to be going first.
Ah, lovely.
I'm just going to give them... They did roll a 16, but I'm going to give them a 17 just for the sake of... They go before Aurora. And it is at that point that Sonder, they begin to climb their way up, and they are now next to you. There's another one that comes in between you and Amira.
Lovely. Hello, little guys. We didn't mean any harm.
As another one comes through the hole in the end of the corridor. As that is also just completely open to the elements. Another one tries to fit between you, can't, so then decides to spider climb and is now on the wall behind you. Another one is going to do the same in the sense of it's going to come up here to hang on the webbing. And we will leave them there for now just because movement is cluttered. So we will start with the one that is next to Esmeralda. And it is going to try and bite her. That with a 17, no, 22 is going to hit. And with
Jesus.
shield, that is not going to block it. So now damage. So many dice. Okay. She succeeded the con save, so she takes half the poison damage. She needs to take another 5, I think. Yeah, I see what it's done. Okay. That's fine by me. So that is the first attack done. Second attack is going to come towards Amira.
Oh, I do have some. Yeah, okay. So, gonna do that.
It fails,
Awesome.
but that
So
does
that's-
still hit you with the bite.
That's fine. 2d8.
Taking 6 points of damage. Very
We'll
nice.
go with lightning.
Yeah, it takes some lightning damage to the face. And you... Okay.
Oh my god. Right, okay, so dice just hate me.
So you should have taken 17 points in total there.
Did.
Okay. I need to actually check if it is just you take poison damage or you are poisoned. Da-da-da. Okay. No, it's just the only thing we need to worry about is if it takes you to 0. So, next on the docket, we have Sonda.
Hello.
That's gonna hit.
That's gonna hit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then let's do damage. Okay.
As a reaction, I'm gonna use absorb elements.
Okay, which bit are we absorbing?
The poison damage.
Okay, so in that case then, you need to take 1 point of poison and 7 points of piercing.
Got you. Okay. Where's the roll? Okay, so it would be 7. Okay, got you. So I need to gain back 6 HP.
Mm-hmm. Then we have 2 web actions happening. That is going to miss. If you just
I just
took...
lost 6 again.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. Like, there's no damage associated with what they just did. I don't know why you took damage there.
No clue, but we'll figure it out.
I already used my reaction, so I can't use that. And Sentinel's not gonna do shit, so...
Well, the creature isn't technically next to you doing it, so Sentinel wouldn't activate anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so you, Amira, are restrained as you are wrapped up in a set of webbing. So I need to find the... There we go, restrained.
It's asking me to make a strength saving throw.
You shouldn't yet, because it's not your turn. So we'll just nod and carry on. Okay then. That for now is the end of their turn. So Aurora.
Okay, well, Aurora is... Yeah, she's going to hit the one right in front of her in a mirror.
And that's going to hit.
And try again. As long as I make sure I hit the right buttons.
We all hope to hit the right buttons.
Mm-hmm. Oof. The damage. But it was something.
In fairness, though, the spider in front of you is very much crippled. Like, you've sliced off a leg and it's now, like, actively bleeding out.
That's fair. That is fair. Yeah, that will be her go.
Alright then, Serenity. It is your turn. You just see this giant spider crawl over the end of this corridor, over a ledge, and is now fighting Esmeralda.
But I do hear others fighting in that room to my southeast, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the door is open and you can just about see Amira getting bound in webs.
Copy that. I can't do anything about that. So if I may bonus action stealth.
You'll need to go up and around the corner, but yeah, you can do.
Boom. Boom, boom. I want you in my room. 25.
Succeeds.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, advantage if I may.
Yeah, because you are
Dagger.
technically stealth.
Dagger. 26 to hit.
Yeah.
Damage. For the knife. 7 plus. Ooh. 19. 26 points and it is done.
Yeah, and with one dagger thrown down the hallway, you absolutely flatten the spider.
I am all awesome. And I'm gonna go back here and I will enter. And it's me again!
Say it. Watching the spider get absolutely bottomed.
In someone's room. Okay, so now I can see that's near death. That's. I do 5, 10, 15. That's perfect. That's exactly. Oh, there's more than 2.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I don't want to. Oh, there's a lot in there. Do I use your higher level spells or do I be nice? Oh man, I could just end this fight right now. Can I ask the party? You guys want me to make this fight faster?
Fireball!
You didn't say how big the room is.
I never asked. You're badly injured. Hang on, I can do math. Wait, hold on a second. So that's 5, 10, 15. I could place it there. That should engulf. Yeah, I want to cast Fireball. We should be good.
Okay. Place that template.
And I can, yes, I can see that right there. Your attack. Where the fuck is Sonder?
You can't see him.
I can't. I just realized I'm serious Cassie, and then was going. Wait a second.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta. Sorry, I'm on my laptop, guys. Bear with me. It needs to. DM. Wait. I gotta roll it that way. Okay, hold on. I gotta do that. That's gonna have one at least. DM. You're doing it where if it covers at least one block that it's in, because this creature it counts as hitting it. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just want to make sure. But it has just one block or 2?
Just the one will do.
Okay. I'm going to place this with the. If this doesn't work, I will move it one more up. But I just want to confirm that will hit the 3, all 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
It's a block on each. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to target him like a horrible player that I absolutely am. Can I do it? Can I do it now? I'm not a player. All right, everyone
You
knows.
can
I'm a
always
horrible
just
player.
delete the template and recast it.
Yes, I will do that. Because I'm a horrible player. We all know this.
Remember to give yourself the spell slot back.
I did. Thank you. I will. I apologize. We all know. I'm horrible. We all hate. We know. Fireball. There we go. And I can get one box. That's all of them. They are all targeted. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Roll your damage, and then they will roll their saves.
Show. Oh, that ain't bad. 37 points of fire damage. I love seeing that. Sorcerers. Love them. She will evilly chuckle, as we all know she does, and then move her... it's a template that I'm drawing. And move back there with her last 15 feet and end my turn.
Alright then, Jack. It is your turn.
Just hearing a small explosion go in the next room.
And a small little chuckle. That's exactly what we sound like, you know that.
Okay. You're not looking good.
I'm also webbed.
We'll deal with that later. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw 2 cards. It will be sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna hit.
Nope. I will say also, because of the rules of Fireball, the webbing that is along this side of the wall has completely burnt down.
Fair enough.
What can I say except you're welcome?
And that is my go. I'm not giving bonus action King a command because I don't see any other threats.
As far as you're aware. Ray, you can make a strength saving throw.
Can I not keep the one I already made?
Nope. Because that's the equivalency of rolling a dice without being asked to.
I was so close to a nat 20.
So close. You are still restrained in the webbing.
I've clearly annoyed the dice gods or something because my rolls have been awful.
Sonder, it is your turn.
Yeah, being so close to the fucking fireball, Sonder is going to immediately flinch away and go back as far as he can with a very strangled yelp. As he's just kind of wide-eyed staring at the charred remains of the spiders. Where the fuck is that spell? I literally just had it. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. He shakes his head and gets his bearings, and he'll come over to Amira and cast Freedom of Movement.
Okay. Yeah, so you are no longer restrained.
Awesome.
And just... I don't see anything, but there's probably more to show up. So, pull out the blood spear and just hold action to stab anything that comes within range.
Well, the freedom of movement spell was an action.
Right.
So you can't then hold your action.
Don't listen to me. It's fine. Spiders have definitely fried my brain a little bit. But yeah, just pull out the blood spear, because I don't have anything that's not a spell that would help in this situation. So, end turn.
End turn. And you watch as more crawl up the side of the building. Now that you've made room for them, they can actually get into the building. So there's one, there's two. Let's just move the dead bodies out of the way. Because there's three. And there's four. So, we have this guy making a bite against Esmeralda. Keep it simple, keep it sweet. And that was very close to a natural 20, but that didn't hit. We then have a no longer restrained Amira, but they're still going to make a bite against you. And the bite... you were just restrained, you weren't made prone, so I won't go that far. That, however, is a natural 20.
It's gonna stick. Right. Okay, use that again.
They fail.
Okay.
Okay, they take 11 points of lightning. The bite, however, still goes through. Well, terrible for damage, though.
Asking me for a con save.
Yeah, con save.
See what I mean?
Holy shit!
So you... So you take 20 points of damage in total. 6 of that is piercing,
Yeah.
and 14 of that is poison.
Yep.
As the venom pumps into your veins and you are not feeling healthy.
No, I really am not.
Sander.
Yeah.
That misses. Doesn't mean that the next one isn't going to give it a good, old, honest try. And why is it not? There we go. It feels weird having the natural world come back at you.
A little bit, yeah. But I mean, everything is kind of fucked up in this place, so.
Also completely fair. So, con save from you. Okay, so that halves the poison damage. So you need to take another 5 on top of that.
Okay.
But then that is the end of the spider's go. So now, Aurora.
Fun. I had actually just messaged Ray something about my turn. Okay.
Dealer's choice is what would Aurora do?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, so question then, would the poison be like a continuous, like every turn she takes poison damage?
As far as you can tell, it's very much you're taking it and then it's done.
Okay. Alright, she will... Okay, in that case, she'll move over here. Target this guy. And... hit. Go.
Mm-hmm. Doing damage.
Yup, let's do more. Yee. Nickel and dime time, I see, but yeah. That's her go.
Okay. Serenity, it's your turn. I've just realised that Esmeralda is not on the turn order.
Oh, is Esmeralda supposed to go before me?
Well, no, she's just not on it at all. She should have gone before the spiders.
So she needs to go now.
Yeah, so we're going to retcon that very quick. Yeah, she's just going to hack away at the one in front of her, because why wouldn't she? That's going to hit, doing that amount of damage. And then go again. Yeah, I want to do this now because this probably Serenity is going to change your turn. I say, as she gets a critical. Okay, final attack with the hand axe.
Oof.
That one is going to miss. Okay, so, Serenity, on your turn, there is a spider that is near death.
Near death now. Okay. I have a feeling that Jack can take care of that. I'm going to go ahead and bonus action stealth again. Oh, question. Do they have a past perception of 14 or not?
That is a very good question. They have a passive perception less than that.
Oh, sweet. So I have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I'm gonna do the one in the room. It is targeted. 15 to hit.
Which does.
Damage. Ew, I hate that. 5 minimum for the dagger. And better. 22 for the sneak attack for a total of 27. And it is dead, and I'm gonna be like, whatcha? And I'm just gonna look at Jack if he looks over his shoulder. I'm gonna give him like the eyes to him, like I'm watching you. And then my turn.
Okay. To catch you up very quickly, say on what is happening. You are in a castle fortress right now that seems to have been abandoned to time. And while exploring some of the bedrooms, you get attacked by some giant spiders.
Great. What a fun time.
So you can see one at the very end of the hallway that is very nearly dead, like it's barely able to keep its body weight up off the floor, and you get the impression that there's even more in the room off to your character's left, but on the screen it's to the right.
We don't have to go in there, do we?
Mm.
Don't have to go in there, do we?
That's up to you.
Oh! Hey guys, I'm Mythical and I really hate spiders. I really do. Oh god. Okay. Wait, whose turn is it?
It's yours.
It's like... Oh.
That's why I was giving you the rundown.
Oh, but it says on my thing it's Jack's turn.
Oh, well, no, it is say it's done.
Oh, okay. This thing right here. Okay. Duh. Ooh. Okay. I think I'll do... What is this? See within range. You know what? I want it gone. I want it gone. I really want it gone. Oh, no. I can't. No, that's bad. I decided not to do Fireball. I can't do Fireball. I'm going to kill everyone else. Take it back, take it back, take it back.
Make sure that you give yourself the spell slot back.
I looked at that and I was like, oh, no, we can't do that.
If it makes you happy, say I already fireballed once.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
You're welcome. I didn't hit anybody.
I'd like to move. How come I can't move?
You should be able to move. Do you still have ownership of your thing? You should do. Yeah, you are the owner of it. I mean, I can drag the token back on if you want.
Yeah, she's not letting me go anywhere. So I'd like to get... Oh!
So, there she is. Add her back to combat. She had a 12, but we will modify that in a second.
I'll go here, next to Jack.
Okay. So. Give it a go now. See if you can move yourself.
Nope.
Interesting. So you want to go next to Jack?
Yes. Okay, I think I'm in dire... I need to be healed, so what I'm gonna do is... that thing.
Okay. So if you've targeted the spider, it should have asked you for it to make a dexterity saving throw when you cast the spell.
I forgot to target it, so I just did now.
Okay. So I'm going to have it do a dexterity saving throw. And I believe a 12 is a failure.
Yes.
Okay, so it now takes 48 necrotic damage.
And I believe that comes to me. Or no.
Half of the necrotic damage takes, you heal.
Mm-hmm. So you need to roll 48. Okay, so it takes 12 damage and it will die. And you heal 6.
Sweet.
But now the spell fizzles because it was on one target.
That's fine.
Oh, touching a creature you can see within range. So you actually need to... Yeah, it says touching. Oh wait, no, it reaches out of you. It doesn't actually say. Why?
Vampiric touch, you have to touch someone, but that one didn't say you had to.
No, it's because I'm reading the flavor text and it's confusing me. Also, there's barely any description on the spell. It lasts for a minute. The spell ends if you use your action to do anything else if the target's ever outside the range, or if the target has total cover.
It is a range of 60 feet, so they're good.
Oh, okay. Whenever the spell deals damage to a target. Okay, so you still have that spell. Got concentration on it for a minute. Anything else on your turn?
Okay. No.
Alright then. So, moving on through, we've already had Serenity's turn, so Jack.
Righty. Action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm casting Cure Wounds.
Okay.
I'm gonna burn a second level spell slot. Trying to upcast that?
It usually gives you the option to upcast.
It did not.
How dare it?
Just add the 1d8 onto this.
Mm-hmm.
And I will swap around the spell slots.
Oh no, there we go. It did upcast it because it rolled 2.
I added that.
Oh no, you added that. Right, okay.
Yep.
Thanks, buddy.
And bonus action, him telling King to get into the front line.
I mean, yeah, King can just about do that. As he squeezes past you through the doorway.
King is going to take a nice little punch.
Get him, King.
Squish them spooters.
There we go, King.
Very nice. Alright then, Amira.
Yep. I'm gonna. How bad are these looking? Not very. Okay.
Well, the one next to Sonder is completely unharmed, like no one has touched it. The one below that is decently hobbled.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm going to. Where is it? Because I did prepare it. There it is. Healing word. Myself. I also have the thing where I can't cast it, but that's fine. We'll just go over first level one then.
I mean, you can outcast it, you just need to rearrange your spell slots after.
Okay.
Just do what Dee did and add like an extra dice when you're doing it. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so that's 13, which is lovely. Yeah, okay. And then I'm gonna move to here
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna try and smack.
I mean, why not? Yeah, that hits.
Lovely. And I'm gonna go again.
Very nice.
And that's my turn.
Alright then, Sonder.
Yeah. All right. First things first. Where is it? Happy birthday, Ray.
Huh? Oh, thanks.
And you're welcome. And then, poke the spider.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
With a natural 2, that unfortunately is not going to hit.
Stonder is just a little bit too wigged out from all the fire. Goes a bit wide. He's trying his best.
Okay, Esmeralda's turn. Seeing from her perspective, she can see the spiders. So she is going to come into the room and see that the only open spot is essentially next to King. So she's balancing right on the edge of this roof. And just goes, you know what? Life's for living. With a natural 2, though, that is not going to do anything. So we swing again. Damn. Spider just does not want to die.
Apparently.
There we go. 'Tis at least something. It's apparently the axe that does it. Okay. How much movement has she used? 5, 10, 15, 20 technically. So 25, 30 gets her back to behind King. And she's just like, as if King could do anything, she just gives him a pat on the back as if like a go get him, buddy. And then it is the spider's turn. As the one doing the most damage, but also looking the most injured, this spider is going to attack Amira.
Of course it is.
Because of course it is. That, however, is a natural 3 and is not going to hit. Okay, that is... There's only the one spider left standing, so that is the end of their turn. Aurora.
Apparently, I got back from chasing my dog just in time. Or just in time-ish. So we've only got this one left right up here.
As far as you can see.
Fair enough. Let's see if we can put an end to that guy. Okay.
Yeah. And with the pile of corpses surrounding your feet, Aurora, how would you like to do this?
Can she essentially kind of like cut it down the middle? Like separate, what is it? The the two parts of its body, like where that joint is. My brain is not thinking of spider anatomy right now.
Yeah,
but
separating the main body from the thorax. You've got it.
thank you. That.
And you do. He's taking a side step, moving around, stepping on the corpse of its brethren to get a better angle. You do slice down the middle.
Woo.
And I will now change the music. Because we have gone from being in combat and it being a stressful situation to now being left in... The best way of putting it is this eerily quiet tower. No one seemed to react to your fight. Nothing is now running towards you in defense. You do
They
see...
are running at us, or no?
They're not. Nothing is coming at you. It's just silence. Esmeralda, quite nonplussed, takes a couple of vials out of her pockets and starts, like, milking the dead spiders for their venom.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
I'll ask if she wants any help.
At that point, she's already started, so she just kind of shrugs.
Well, hand me a couple of vials and I'll do the others.
She doesn't have many on her, to be fair, but between the two of you, you can fill, like, 4 vials of, like, spider venom.
Is there anything else that's, like, worth trying to, like, break a spider down to get?
Not really. I mean, these ones are bigger, so maybe you could grab a leg and try and do it like crab meat, but from what you remember, spiders basically work on a set of, like, hydraulics. Like, their limbs are essentially water.
I meant more like a web sack or anything.
You don't necessarily know enough about alchemy to be there like, oh, we could maybe do this with this.
Okay, no, that's fair enough.
Well, now that the spiders are dead, we can actually look at the room in a little bit more detail, so Sandra's gonna do that.
Once the spiders have been milked, Esmeralda actually, like, puts a boot to the spider's body and, like, kicks them off the side. And you can hear, like, a very satisfying thud as they land about 20 feet below you.
I'll help her kick.
Well, she only does the one, because it was the one that was right there on the edge. The other one you're going to have to drag.
Yes, that's fine.
Let me end combat. There we go. Sure, like, between, like, everyone helping, like, the body is just hefted off the side.
I just think you try to climb back up now.
Now that the room is clear, Sonder, all of you can now see this, anyone that wants to come into the room. It's essentially been cut in half, where half of the... I don't know why you can't move yourself, Saya, because it's now definitely on free movement. You should be able to, like, move yourself. But the room has essentially been cut perfectly in half, where you can see, if you peek over the edge, the rubble of it is strewn all over the floor. this used to be a bedroom, and there are like bits of rotting and broken furniture, but there isn't really anything of note in here.
Ah, lovely. So we did all of this for nothing.
So just so you know, on my screen, I can move, but there's two of me, so
You might just need to refresh Forge then. Because there's only the one for us. Or at least there's only the one for me. Maybe I need to refresh. Who knows? If there's still two, then just delete the token of the one that you can't move.
okay, no, we're good. There's only one, and I can move.
Beautiful. But yeah, so there is this bedroom or what used to be a bedroom and is now just an open air floor. Anything that's blue, because I know that you weren't there at the beginning, Mythics, everything that's blue is essentially open floor slash open ceiling. So that's where the floor stops, and an edge has been created.
So like you can fall down there then.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, since there's literally nothing, Sonder kind of just very shakily goes back through the door and just kind of presses himself against the wall and just like swipes his hair away from his face.
A mirror will follow.
He's curious and is gonna look down.
Yeah. So the floor is about 20 feet below you. So it is like a sheer drop until it's the point of like, oh, like there's the ground floor. And it's open enough that while peering over, what you can essentially see is some kind of like grand hall. Like it maybe used to be, you've no idea, potentially a ballroom. But now, with this entire side of the wall just completely gone, it's essentially been opened up to the elements.
She's just she kind of kneels down and kind of like keeps looking down at it.
You can see where your fireball burnt away at the natural webbing that these spiders have built up over God knows how many years. And the floor is still intact, and a good part of the wall is still there, but you can also see where naturally like something has collapsed, whether it was time or forced in a battle. You can't tell. It's been too long.
She just kind of wondering why there's giant spiders in here to begin with.
I mean, it's easy to assume that they saw an open wall of a castle and decided to just set up a home.
Yeah, okay, so Saya will get up, leave, and go through the wall and come out the other side.
Okay. people, I'm assuming, have made their way back out into the hallway as you've, like, been waiting for Saya.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, don't apologise, you're exploring.
You okay?
Who is that to?
That is to Sunda.
Ah, okay. I wasn't sure. I didn't.
Up against the freaking wall.
I didn't want to just answer and have somebody else be like, "Yeah, I'm fine." He's definitely very pale and a bit shaky, but he gives Amira a shaky thumbs up and a wobbly smile. I'm okay. I really, really hope that all of this is really worth it. Just get the information that we need and leave.
She takes Sonda's hands in her own. And they are, again, cool. I promise you're gonna be fine. I know I'm like the shortest one here, but I will keep you safe.
He just gives her a smile and like bumps the side of his head like with hers. I'm okay. I'm just not a huge fan of fire, and that was really really close.
Do you wanna wash your hands again?
I'm okay. We should get moving. I don't want to hold anybody up.
Everybody is here and looking around. We can take a moment. You can breathe. You can think this for, not worry.
All of a sudden, you just hear Saya go, "Wow, this is bigger than the Watcher's house."
And to be fair, looking over that balcony, because that's essentially what you're at right now. We're on the first floor, and you're looking out over a balcony that leads down to, like, this massive stone foyer. There's a set of stairs next to you that lead down, but then there is another whole other wing that you're looking at.
Oh.
There is also, Serenity would be able to see it too, off to your left, there is another set of spiral stairs that lead further up.
Saya's gonna go this way. I'm stuck.
I'm gonna take Sunda with me. I'm gonna hold his hands and take him with me, and we're just gonna go over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There you are. Okay.
yeah. Let's get you away from the room.
Ooh, there's a door right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going in.
Yeah. And it leads to what you're assuming is what would have been the mirror of the other room. This one is more intact, but it's in a very similar state of disrepair, where There is no furniture that you can see. The only thing that seems to have lasted is the fireplace.
Hmm.
I'm going to get rid of the casual spider corpses.
They're so casual.
Yeah, but they're now just at the bottom of the map, and I'm like, yeah, we don't need them.
Anything in there, Saya?
It looks. It looks like the other room. It's got it's got a big hole and a fireplace. And you said there's casual corpses in there too, right?
No, that was me more just as the DM being like,
Oh.
I'm gonna delete the corpses of the spiders that are now just at the bottom of the map.
Oh, okay. And she just goes, there's nothing really in there, but I don't know. Should we go up? Should we go up these stairs or should we go down the stairs? This place is huge, guys.
Clear out this floor first and then head on up. That way nothing comes from behind us.
Saya is gonna go over to Sonder and go, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were afraid of fire.
Hey, say it. Can you give us a couple of minutes? Please.
Sandra will kind of just like look up and give her a very shaky smile. It's okay. You weren't supposed to know, but it's fine. I'm okay. I'm okay.
She just kind of starts leaving and goes, I'm unwanted, but it's fine. All I did was apologize.
Sonda would see that Amira looks very confused. I asked her to give us a moment. I didn't say anything bad. Did I say something bad?
When Amira turns back to ask Sandra the question, he has a little crushed mint leaf in his hand as he has his eyes closed and he's just steadily smelling it, and he kind of cracks an eye at her question. I don't think so. To be fair, I'm not exactly in the best condition right now, but
No.
from what I can tell, it was very polite. There might just be some residual emotions from what happened yesterday, so just give her some time.
Yeah, right now that's. I'm putting down my right now and just figure all my feelings out with that. Why don't we take a seat? We can just sit, just breathe.
Ray, you're breaking up really bad for me. You sound like a robot.
So are you.
But it is.
Oh boy.
Discord is taking a shit right now.
Lovely.
Well, can it hurry up? We have a game to play. Discord. Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
Do I sound better now?
Hmm.
Great. Okay. 1 second.
What I got from what you were asking is for us to sit down, but that's kind of it. Oh, there she goes. Ray, you good? Technical difficulties, everybody.
Mm.
Right, okay. I think it's definitely mine because it just took ages. Which is not great.
Got it. We are back.
Maybe?
Did everybody else go as well, or was it just me?
Just you.
No, I was getting like 5,000 ping, so.
Okay.
Before I be right back, mine thing went into the red. We're talking about Discord.
Huh. I love. It's great.
Beck is gonna open up this door.
Okay, so Jack, you have left the party behind.
Not too far, but yeah.
Yeah, and opening up. That's fair enough.
With the... You are far away, oh god.
I need to reload my thing, but Aurora is gonna follow after Jack.
Same.
Easy enough then. So I will drag Aurora over, just to make sure that everyone is doing what they're doing. Okay, so Jack, what you can see through the bedroom, or through the door, should I say? Oh, hello. What is Foundry doing?
I think we lost Jack.
Oh no. Well then, let's
That was
drag.
Cards with an incomplete deck.
There we go. So, what you can see, Jack, is what looks to be another guest room. But this one, at the very least, has some kind of furniture. They are completely draped in cobwebs. There are curtain windows and a black marble hearth with a sculpted mantelpiece, above which hangs a framed portrait of a handsome, well-dressed man with a wry smile and a thick mane of thistledown hair. Opposite the fireplace is a large bed with a rotting mattress and wooden posts carved to resemble dragons. Across from the double doors stands a tall wardrobe, its doors hanging open, revealing a dark and empty cavity. The only other piece of furniture is an overstuffed leather chair that faces the hearth.
Just gonna go up to the hearth. Does the sculpted mantelpiece what does it look like? Is there anything on it? Is it depicting a scene? Or...
So it's the mantelpiece itself is black marble, so immediately very high quality. It's been sculpted to have this appearance where it's essentially, I always get them mixed up. I'm trying to remember which one it is. I think it's Art Deco is the one that looks like dwarves made it.
Yes.
Whichever is the one that looks like dwarves made it. It's very boxy, it's very sculptured, and it's lovely, but it's very singular and square.
That is 100% Art Deco.
Yep, there we go.
Fair enough.
So it isn't necessarily sculpted to like have an image or a like a scene.
I'm just gonna turn back to Serenity to head my way on out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if there was a library here or something.
What something were you looking for?
Like a library or at least someone to talk to.
Why are you closed? Oh, okay. I'm so close.
Aurora just closed the door.
I was like,
Beg your pardon, that wasn't me.
well, somebody did.
No, that was me. That was my mouse. They wasn't
Well,
there, but
Aurora
I was
there. And I blamed Aurora. I was like,
Oh, sure, just blame her.
every day.
Always the redhead.
Targets.
Yes, we know this.
because you have no soul.
Whatever.
Wow, we have a
Said.
freckle for every soul we steal.
Anywho, as everyone's screaming in the other side of the room,
I've lost Jack.
what are you
again.
looking for in the library?
There we go.
Information on Saunders' spear, whoever gave it to him.
Oh, fair enough. Well, we didn't see anything.
Not done here yet. There's still many more rooms to go.
I closed the door behind me.
Saya is gonna go down here.
Okay. You would see another door coming up on your right, sir.
Door.
So, what you can see, Saya, is what seems to be another guest room, where this one instead has 2 beds, a rug in the centre, and it's that same kind of decorative fireplace.
There's a lot of these fireplaces in this place.
It is stone, so they need some way to keep warm.
You would actually say be able to hear a soft hissing coming from the fireplace, and as you step closer to it, a small hissing dragon made of ash and smoke erupts from the fireplace, filling the room with soot as it beats its wings.
Is it like a baby, or just is it small?
Oh, it's tiny. It's not even like what would be considered a baby dragon.
Ah! I want to pet!
It's smoke, you'll make it dissipate.
Saya is going to, like, kneel down and look at it and go, "Hi, little guy."
The little guy pays you no intention, like no attention
Aw.
whatsoever. It flies past you, past, in fairness, past Esmeralda, past Jack and Serenity, and it goes up the spiral staircase that's behind you.
No, wait! Where are you going?
Saya?
We need to stick together. Please don't run off.
Other way, Saya. Other way.
But it left. I want it. Where?
Okay, I'm all for following it too, but I wouldn't talk to it like a puppy.
So, Jack, for your, what's it called? For your reference, a tiny dragon made of soot and, like, clawing ash flew past you up the staircase behind, and now Saya is running behind you, being like, wait, please, come back. And you would see this too, Serenity.
She's gonna die. Question is, are we
Probably.
going to die with her or by herself?
Well, the question is, say, do you stop?
Nope, she's gonna go up.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not going with this one. This one doesn't feel good.
Thunder, are we following, or do you want to check out the room?
Yeah, I wanted to search the room.
Same.
And you can.
Yeah, let's search the rooms and then we'll
we'll catch up, I guess.
catch up.
So the
Including like looking underneath the carpet and stuff to make sure that there's no like hidden boards or anything.
So the real question is, Amira and Sonda are going to be searching that room. Are any of you four, like that technically includes Esmeralda, are any of you going to run after Saya?
I think Aurora technically was anyway, trying to get her to listen.
But she isn't listening. That's the thing. Even with you being like, you shouldn't chase after it, she's still going. So are you following?
Yeah, it's like, Saya!
I'm
Saya!
gonna put my hand on your shoulder, Aurora. I'm just gonna shake my head no.
She'll sigh, but hang back.
You can keep going. I'm just you do you.
It's more of just she was talking to it like a puppy.
You can still go. I just she's made a decision. She wants to go. That's fine. Shoo, go.
Okay, so because of that stopping, Saya is now 60 feet in front of you, Aurora, because she was able to just run up these stairs without like having anyone to stop her.
Yeah. Anybody else, like nobody else but Aurora would be going after her.
Well, we have two people searching a room.
If you push it and you do decide to go, I will follow you.
Okay. In that case, yeah, Aurora would probably grab Serenity's wrist and pull her along, like, let's go.
Esmeralda is going to walk back to the bedroom, stick her head through the door, and essentially just call out nonplussed to you, like the two that are searching. She's like, the child has run upstairs after this shiny thing. We're going to make sure she doesn't die.
Sandra kind of just blinks and just pinches the bridge of his nose a little bit. We'll be right there.
As Esmeralda is leading, she's like, oh no, take your time, please.
If everybody else is going after her,
Just a quick search, and then we'll follow right behind. We just need to cover all of our bases before we start skipping rooms like this. There could be some...
I wanted to look in there too.
In fairness,
it's okay.
in fairness to you both, as you've been looking through this bedroom, it's essentially been completely abandoned, like very much the rest of the house. The beds are just two campers. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. Like, they used to be two canopy beds, so they used to have, like, a four-poster over the top, but it's now since snapped, broken, and rotted. There is a tattered rug lying on the floor. Into the wall, the fireplace is completely black with soot. It was beforehand, before the dragon came out, and is now even more so. There doesn't appear to be anything in this room of any kind of note.
Even like underneath the carpet or anything?
No.
Like secret notches or things you'd have to like really search for?
In this quick little time between like you having basically 15 seconds to look around, you didn't. If you want to spend the time to do an investigation check, you can look. But it's not looking promising.
I guess Amira would look to Sandra and say, "Are we doing a quick sweep, or are we like looking?"
I would say just a quick sweep for now, and when we come back down this way, again, you can do a more thorough investigation. I just think we shouldn't be separated for too long from
Okay,
everyone else.
Let's just go then. We'll come back down and we'll search everything later.
And you both would actually see that Jack didn't go. Like, he has stayed in the hallway to essentially wait for you guys to come back round. But Aurora's gone, Serenity's gone, Esmeralda is up the stairs.
You guys don't have to come. If you guys want to search the room first, go for it. We're just doing it in case something happens. So we can give you a shout. So whatever you guys feeling the right option to go with, go for it. Do what your heart desires.
I just think it's a bad idea to split up the group, to be honest with you. That didn't end very well last time.
No, I got my ribcage kicked in. So...
There were no stupid decisions last week. Ergo, I have to provide.
Okay, so going back, rewinding time a little bit. Saya, you are chasing after this dragon, and it's not necessarily quicker than you, but due to it just in general, its nature, it's able to, say, for example, go up this spiral staircase with a little bit more ease, a little bit more grace. It's not having to not stumble on stairs.
What?
But you watch as you get to the top of this spiraling staircase and you are met with an archway that is being covered by essentially like an overhanging curtain. And the dragon flies through the curtain.
Oh boy. Curtains. Oh. She just kind of stands there and looks at it. She doesn't move.
So in that case then, Aurora, you would almost come barreling into Saya, as this is very much like a one single file stairway. So Saya stopping at the top of the stairs, like you can't actually move past her.
Saya? What's going on?
It went through a curtain. What if there's giant spiders on the other side?
And you pop through the curtain and you're like transparent form and check. That
She will go.
Stick your head through.
Yeah, she's gonna stick her head through the curtain.
I mean, you can also just push the curtain to the side.
Oh, okay, yeah. So she'll take one hand and push the curtain to the side.
And what you can see is another set of corridors. You get the impression that the layout of each floor is very similar, depending on like which level you're on. But there is a 30-foot stretch of corridor in front of you. Then there is a massive pile of rubble where something has collapsed inward and almost completely filled the hallway. There is a door about 20 feet away from you to your left, but you now don't see the dragon.
It's gone.
I'm we continuing to try and find it, or are we rejoining everybody else?
I want to find it. I liked it. But I think everyone's mad at me for running up here.
Well, I'm not mad. I just wanted to make sure you knew not to talk to it like a puppy again.
Why? What's the difference?
You hear from down below on the stairs Esmeralda calling up, just being like, "We're not mad at you, we're just questioning your life choices."
I love her so much.
She's gonna turn and look at Aurora. Life choices?
You know, the choices that you're making with your life.
I just wanted to see the dragon.
To answer your question, in my little bit of knowledge from childhood, dragons don't like being talked down to.
Alright, I won't talk to it like a puppy then. Proceeds to go through the curtain.
Shoots a look at Serenity like, I guess we're going on.
The look of, like she just holds a dagger, like, dagger? Like, that fix it? Like...
Shakes her head, just like, let's go. Like, moves a hand, like, let's go.
I'll say that there's been enough time talking on the stairs for everyone else to catch up. So, for your sake, Jack, because you've not been here, essentially what happened is that an effect was triggered in the next bedroom over, where the fireplace issued out like this small tiny dragon made out of soot and ash. It flew past where you are right now and up the spiral staircase to your left. Saya immediately said, "I want to pet the dragon," and ran after it. You decided it'd be a good idea to wait for Sonder and Amira to come out of said bedroom that they were investigating, so that at least someone was there to be able to say, like, oh, everyone else went up the stairs. And there's been enough talking now where you've said, yeah, we should probably go after them, make sure they're okay, that you are now, Jack, essentially backed up to Esmeralda, because this staircase is like a single file. It can fit a person comfortably, but you can't move past people.
At least then we've kept track of Saya.
You yelling up, Esmeralda turns around to you and goes, she's in front of us, and she has decided to not talk to the dog like a puppy.
Alrighty.
But now we're moving. And she kind of like grabs your wrist to be like, we need to go.
Fair enough.
So Saya, you are, as I described before, you are essentially given the openness of, do you go into the door on the left, it's the only door that you can see, or do you go to what you think is the end of the hallway, or at least like try to climb the rubble?
So there's what I think is a door, and then there's a pile of rubble, right?
Yeah, so if we use the hallway that you're on as a bit of a blueprint, on your left there is a door, and then you get to a T-junction in a hallway, and there is a pile of rubble in the middle, but it does look like you can climb over it.
Go to the door.
Okay.
Saya's not strong. I doubt she'll climb very well.
Yeah. You go to try the door, and it doesn't appear to be locked.
Um. She kind of calls back. There's a door.
The hallway has now opened up, so if people want to come like side by side, they can do.
Ah, okay.
What I am going to do though is
What color was the dragon? Out of curiosity, it was covered in soot, right?
well, it was made of soot, so if anything, it was a black dragon.
Oh.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah,
Do not
we'll,
want to mess with that then. Oh.
definitely be right behind Saya.
Uh-huh. 100%. You can handle this one, don't worry. We're just gonna stay back here at a safe distance. 100%.
Yup. So, Saya's gonna open the door.
Okay. Is there anyone that is standing right next to Saya as she does this? Because there is someone that can be like literally right behind her, to her right.
Was right behind her.
Okay, Jack. So you've pushed your way to be like, okay, I'm going to be right behind her.
Make sure Saya's gonna be okay.
A
That's
few
fair.
steps back.
So
Few
King
steps
would
back.
probably be either right next to me or something of that nature as well.
Fair enough. In that case, then I will move us off of here. Did I accidentally? Oh, I'm a twat. Is there an undo button?
Control Z.
Or what?
Foundry.
Depends on what it is.
I accidentally deleted the homepage.
Oh, no.
Oh well, we're staying here.
Oh.
Welcome
That
to our
is-
new homepage, everyone.
Yeah,
Just-
that
just
is,
for now.
you delete that, that's gone until you re-upload.
Ah, balls. In that case, I will create a
Ripperoni.
scene. Just call it homepage. And we'll
I
find
was gonna say I
it.
can work on the back end if you want while you're working on the game.
Yeah, if you could. I've made the actual thing. It just needs an image putting in the back of it.
Copy that, I'll switch over to DM side.
Yeah. So, what you see, say, is what appears to be, like the best way I can describe it is like a war room, where there is a table with chairs, there is some bits of armor and weaponry on the walls. This seems to be a meeting room where people used to meet. It is covered in dust and cobwebs, but you can see faded war banners on the walls of this, like, realistically, like, very spacious room. In the center of it is this heavy wooden table. Iron chandelier hangs above it, and it's surrounded by 6 high-backed chairs with wood-carved dragons perched atop them. Slumped in 5 of the chairs are skeletal humans in tattered chainmail. The corpses tilt their heads to look at you all, and one of them growls. Why do you, the living, disturb the dead?
Was just chasing after a dragon that I think ran up this way. Why did you die here, though?
Say you can't just ask people why they died.
There's definitely a moment of a pause as they're like taking in your question. One of the gentlemen off to like one of the sides looks at everyone else around the table, and now that you're actually looking at them, other than a bit of stiffness and a little bit of like every now and again a joint will pop in a rather audible and disconcerting way, these are actually the most lifelike, with a massive question mark, lifelike undead you've ever seen, other than maybe Strahd.
Ooh, okay.
You hear this dry chuckle as air is forced through a very dry windpipe. They are not from here. You can tell. The one sat at the end of the table actually raises a hand to you all and does a gesture of like, come in. With a small smile, he looks to you and goes, no point you standing in the doorway.
Yeah, say we'll go up to the table and look at them.
All of them are wrecked in terms of like their armor is old and destroyed. They are very obviously like sitting corpses.
And she just goes, I bet you were chasing after dragons too. Is that what happened?
Again, the one at the end of the table, the one that kind of gestured for you to come in, chuckles. Why chase dragons when you follow one?
Essentially, I just wanted to follow it. I wanted to pet it. It looked. I just wanted to. I just wanted to pet the dragon. Maybe, yeah. Have it as an ally? She's struggling to get the words out what she wants.
The other four men at the table begin to outwardly laugh. The one at the head of the table, though, gives you a sad smile. And everyone can now see, like, as they're... You can decide whether you come into the room or not. But looking in, you can see the gentleman at the head of the table. He has bone-white skin. It's still there, but it is very much pulled tight against his skull. His eyes are a shade of red that is incredibly ominous and piercing. He does have shoulder-length hair that has been pushed back away from his face and essentially rests in curls around his ears and sits like just at the shoulders. But he just looks over you as a group. And there's definitely this look of... I think the closest thing that you can think of is sadness? Eventually the laughter dies down. And The gentleman, again sat at the end of the table, looks to you all, goes, "What brings you to Argynvostholt?"
Saunder's actually going to be the one to pipe up this time. And he kind of like moseys through people with a very soft like, "Excuse me, sorry, I just did, sorry." And he comes to stand beside Saya. We are actually here to learn about a chieftain, from, well, a couple thousand years ago. We were hoping to find information about him.
Piping up in a bit of dry sarcasm, one of the other gentlemen at the table goes, "You have come to the right place."
Saunder just gives him like a polite smile and a nod. That's kind of what I was hoping for.
And Saya just looks at Sonder. What about the dragon?
He kind of just like puts a hand on her shoulder and gives her a, I don't want to say stern, it's not stern, but it's like when you're scolding a child. We can definitely ask about the dragon after, but that is not the primary reason why we're here.
Because, say, you came into the room, and I'm assuming that you got closer to the gentleman at the end of the table. How close did you get to him?
I would say she's probably like maybe 3 steps from the table.
Okay. So, hearing you, because while you're trying to, like, you're not yelling about it, you're also not being subtle that you want to go after the dragon. The gentleman at the end will pipe up and say, "Any vision of a dragon is leftover magic from our master. It's not an actual dragon."
Oh. She feels sad. And she just kind of looks at Sonder and goes, there is none.
He just gives her a little bit of a, she can tell he's so relieved. Like a huge weight has been taken off of his shoulders, and he kind of gives her shoulder a squeeze. That's a good thing. Most dragons, even when they're young, are extremely dangerous. And it makes me feel a lot better that there's not actually one here and it's just leftover magic. It's a good thing.
A mare will pipe up, probably more from the back. Am I okay to ask, who is your master?
Another wave of sadness passes over now all of the gentlemen at the table.
I didn't mean to make anybody sad. I'm sorry. It's just you said that the magic was his.
Our master has been dead for centuries. But his magic and essence live on. We believe his soul haunts this place just as much as we do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we get a name?
Argynvost, Lord of the Order of the Silver Dragon.
Oh.
This is his house.
I'm not scared to ask another question. Was he humanoid? Because we can't ask other human. That's slightly racist.
At that, there's another chuckle of like dry humor that goes over the table. And one of the other knights at this table just looks at you and goes, "When he wanted to be."
So, dragon?
Another of the knights quirks an eyebrow and just goes, "Damn, they really have lost our history."
If
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
well, I would personally love to hear more about that history myself. But
Sonder. Sorry.
But that can wait until my friend's questions have been answered.
I was gonna say Sonder nods in agreement with Aurora.
Sorry, the only kind of thing I can remember is the fact that you worshipped a silver dragon. That's why you were the paladins of the silver dragon.
There's a moment of...
I don't
Go
have
on.
a lot of information on this, do I?
Nope.
Even though I'm from there, it's not something that's really come up in my history lessons.
No. You see the gentleman at the end of the table nod, and at that point he stands, and you get a better look at him. The best I could describe his build is, if you can picture Loki, where it's like he's tall, he's muscular, but he's lithe. And you can see essentially his entire tone of body, because the armor that he's wearing has been ripped to shreds by something. It is in complete tatters.
Okay.
He steps forward to, I'm going to say Sonder, because I'm assuming Sonder is at this point the closest to him. He's walked around the table to meet you, and he's shorter than you, Sonder, but then that's not hard to do. But then for everyone else, he's about 6 foot, appears human, or at least this body appears human. And he holds out a hand for like a greeting and a shake.
Sonder definitely gives a smile. His ears kind of wiggle a little bit. He's like, I know exactly what to do. And he just very, like, respectfully, I'm guessing going in for a handshake, but puts his hand to his.
And he gives you a firm handshake, and it is surprising how much strength there is in a corpse's hand.
Sonder will give him a smile, and just, I'm sorry we haven't exactly been the most polite of guests. My name is Sonder. It's very nice to come to your acquaintance.
Pleasure, Sonder. I'm Sir Godfrey Gwillem.
Oh god, you're gonna have to put that in the chat. So I can write it down.
Godfrey.
It would help if I could actually type. Sir Godfrey Gwillem. Making sure I'm spelling it right. There we go. Sir Godfrey Gwillem.
Godfrey or Godray?
Godfrey. I missed the F.
Oh, sorry.
And you are looking at the last of the Order of the Silver Dragon.
Do you guys worship a dragon then?
Worship, follow, lived with, gestures to the castle.
Where is it then?
Dead.
Why?
Strahd.
Ugh.
Mood.
The groan that just comes from Saya.
I did say that our master was dead.
You did, and you said his name was Argynvostholt, and now we're in his home. And you implied that he was a dragon, which I'm pretty sure now is said that he was a dragon, but had a humanoid form that he took. And so any little dragon magic that we see is kind of what's left of his magic. You say that his soul's... Or you think that his soul's haunting this place, and... Or... I don't know.
No, there's things that we've seen. I'm sure you have seen them too. The dragon that you were apparently chasing being one of them.
I want that dragon.
This place has definitely not been exactly friendly. But we are also trespassers, so I didn't really take it personally.
They have giant spiders in a room! Who does that?
I don't think that was their doing.
That is just nature. Sorry to burst your bubble there.
Spiders are dickish like that. They don't care if it's somebody else's home. They'll just come in.
But to answer your questions, please do, everyone, come in. And you can, like, he turns to the door, seeing that people are still, like, kind of hiding in the corridor, and, like, does just gesture.
I don't like how he keeps wanting all of us in there, to be completely honest with everybody.
You
I mean,
stay
you
out
can
if you want.
stealth if you want to.
I'll stay outside the door. That's the second time he's asked us to go in there. I'm not a fan. I'm just going to stay just outside the doorway.
Jack is gonna go in, and King is also gonna go in, but King is gonna stand right next to the door, positioned so his foot is in the doorway. The door can't close.
That's fine.
Says you.
You're gonna have to break a mechanical foot or the door to close this door.
There's just now a foot-sized hole in the door when it closes, but you still can't get in.
Sandra can get out. That's all I care about.
Well, thank you. I will try to make sure everybody can get out too, though.
It's a rat-sized hole. We're good.
But so Godfrey begins like moving whatever chairs aren't being sit in, and essentially like moving them so that you can have a seat if you want one.
Sonder will absolutely sit like next to him and just kind of like pull out his notebook and like his quill and just patiently wait for everyone to get situated. His tail is flicking a bit excitedly behind him.
Amira will sit next to Sondo.
Okay. I mean, you can put the chairs wherever you want in the room. Like, it's spacious enough where you could sit in all four corners and still be, like, 20 feet away from each other. But it's this idea of, like, he's just moving the chairs away from the table so you can sit if you want to.
He's being a gentleman.
Say's gonna sit with Sonder.
Yeah, easy enough done. Godfrey does clock that like, he sees King is stood there with his foot in the door, but doesn't actually comment or say anything. He turns to you all. The history of our house is a long one. Many centuries old. We as an order were created before Strahd even came to this valley. Argynvostholt saw the people of Barovia as under his protection, and anyone that wished to uphold his honour and his law became part of the order. When Strahd invaded with his armies, it was us that sat on that front line. We fought his armies. We tried to force him back. And as you can see, it didn't work. And he does gesture to the outside world in general, but he does sweep his arm back towards himself as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we did have 2 roles in that war. One of them was to fight against Strahd. The other was to keep Barovia's secrets safe.
Sorry if there's a lot of pauses. I'm trying to write this down.
Same.
You mean by Barovia's secrets?
There is a place of heavy magic here. They call it the Amber Temple. It's a place of deep magic, exacting magic, powerful but with a cost.
Sorry, did you say it was called the Amber Temple? That's me asking out of character. While I'm writing
Yeah,
notes.
Amber Temple.
Okay. And it what cost? Sorry.
A deep cost. We were not allowed to know what was inside it. Argynvostholt did not think it wise, but he knew that he had to keep it secret and keep it hidden from Strahd. That, unfortunately, didn't happen. And we all fell. As did Argynvostholt. His body was paraded through the streets. His head used as a mantle on a war flag. And at that you can see all of the knights begin to bristle at something that for them was a memory. But for people like Amira, that's ancient history.
Yep. So his head was mounted, did you say?
Mm-hmm. On a war flag.
Sonder is kind of just frantically writing down whatever Godfrey says. Just transcribing everything down to the way that he bristles and the rest of the table, and kind of just trying to put everything down so that nobody can forget again.
Our spirits, our souls, whatever you wish to call them, could not bear the injustice of what was done to Argynvost. So we rose. We rose again, inhabiting our corpses, and began to march upon Ravenloft. We turned away, though. A woman called herself Ava stood in the front of the gate and told us to go back to our castle. That Strahd had cursed himself, and whatever he'd done to himself was better than the death that we could exact.
I'm sorry, who?
She called herself Ava. Didn't really give us a name other than that.
Can you describe her?
Older woman. Peasant clothing. Blended in with the crowd. You couldn't really tell her from one person to another.
Vistani?
Back then, Vistani weren't really a thing. They're new travelling folk. Maybe. And he just gives you a non-committal shrug. He doesn't know.
Saya's gonna look over at a... Saya's gonna look over at Amir and just go...
Mm-mm. Nope. Please. No.
Nods and goes back to drawing.
But, we essentially spend our time now roaming the forests, killing Strahd's spies, weakening his connections, considering he is the reason that we can't actually move on to any kind of an afterlife.
I'm so sorry you broke up.
Which bit?
That last part.
After killing the spies.
Since Strahd is the thing stopping us from getting any form of an afterlife.
Okay.
Sonder definitely pipes up. So, you're the resistance that we've been hearing about.
Hardly. We are the macabre force that butchers people in the night. If any of us die, our souls can't move on, so they inhabit the nearest corpse it can find. Some of us haven't had to switch, and he holds out his hand as he looks at his own fingernails. You get the impression that what Godfrey looks like now isn't actually that different from when he was alive. But others are not so lucky.
Sonder definitely, perks up at that a little bit. And he kind of chews on his lip. And he's, the question is on his face, but he doesn't say anything yet because he doesn't want to interrupt.
What did they call themselves? The macabre what?
Oh, macabre death force. They don't see themselves as a resistance. They're very much just killing for the sake of killing at this point. There are very few in this castle that you'll actually be able to have a conversation with. Many have just been driven by hatred, violence, anger. Pick your poison. Their mind is gone.
If a fight were to break out, and because we are, eventually, I guess I should say, planning on taking Strahd out, would we be able to rely on some of, if not all of, you guys to be able to help us out when that time comes?
He looks at you, Jack, and there's a moment of... It's almost like a penitent stare. He's looking at you, trying to suss out your sins and what you've done wrong. He's trying to look at your character. But another one of the gentlemen pipes up. Like, they've been quiet throughout the speech. They've essentially given Godfrey the free speech to just talk. One of them turns and just goes, not if Vladimir has anything to say about it.
Sonder will kind of pipe up at that. If you don't mind me asking, who's Vladimir? And by all accounts, what are your names? I'm so sorry. I'm being an awful guest right now.
There's definitely a moment of shock and surprise. Like, they weren't expecting you to then turn to them. And Godfrey speaks up just to help fill the silence as the soldiers are kind of looking at each other, being like, are you going to go first, or are you going to go first? Like, they're really, like, they've gone really awkward. And just looking at each other like, I don't know. Like,
Whoops.
Vladimir Hornguard is the head of our order, with Argynvost gone.
How are we spelling that surname?
Very Scandinavian. Oh, well, it would help if it actually would spell.
Ah, thank you.
Thanks.
With Argynvost dead, he is the leader. And he is one of those men that have been so blinded, shall we say. He's not going to help you. His hatred of Strahd runs so deep that he would rather watch him suffer and torture himself than actually kill him. But I do have a theory. And the other knights begin to groan, just be like, oh my god.
Like a theory.
Please, speak your mind, whatever it is. Anything will help.
I fully believe that the soul of Argynvost is still here and wishing to help. But it can't do that because he can't be fully laid at rest. And he can't be laid at rest because his skull is in the castle.
Yeah.
I think that if you were to bring his skull here and have it interred in his mausoleum where it is meant to be. Argynvost will be able to help lift whatever hatred is over Vladimir's mind. Maybe then he will change his orders. Because until he changes them, we're sworn by an oath, and we can't betray him.
Can you not mutiny?
Be breaking their oath.
Oh, yeah. Didn't think about that.
So we have to figure out a way where we can... Do we know where his skull is? Like, is it above the fire in the main room? Or is it, like, displayed in a tower?
We, gesturing to the knights, we've never been inside Ravenloft. So I can't tell you for certain, but I'm assuming it would be displayed somewhere. Wouldn't you if you killed a dragon?
Question. And it's character to DM.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. I know there was something about, like, a woman with fire hair in the basement who was supposed to help them. But was there something else about, like, a different head somewhere else? In, like, the card reading prophecy thing that Ava gave them.
Da, 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 da. There is another woman in the biscuits.
In the biscuits?
Yeah, in the card reading.
Okay. I need to find that card reading.
Because one of them was Esmeralda. We know that much.
Was Johnny and crashed. But I was something about, like, a woman whose hair is on fire chained in the basement. Or chained against a wall or something.
You need to find that card reading.
Give me a second, guys, while I look in my other notebook.
The only way I can think of getting there and, like, getting the skull out is through Azazel, but we can't talk to him. We have no way to contact him. Because if we go in there, we're not coming out. Like, the wedding is going to happen, and Irina is going to be stuck. So how the fuck do we get there?
It's very simple now. All we need to do is go there, perform a heist where we not only steal a skull, we steal a bride, and leave.
See no issues.
I don't, I think we're missing a few, crucial steps.
I don't think so.
Does anybody have Dimension Door? Can anybody teleport 500 feet away with another person?
I have a door.
At that point, Sir Godfrey does, like, pipe up and just goes, "You do realise getting in isn't the issue, right?"
Yeah, it's getting out with everything else.
Mm.
And it's so annoying, because the next level up, I will actually be able to cast Sending.
The most I have, which will do us absolutely nothing good, is Misty Step, but, you know.
Technically, we can just, if we can figure out where the skull is, we can just have you phase through the walls, get the skull, phase back out, and dip.
The skull's the easy part. We have Saya. The hard part's Irina.
Yeah. That part I'm a little lost. I don't really have anything that would help in that situation. I can teleport myself places, but that's only through like trees and lightning. So
To be fair, we could potentially do this. It'd just be a very risky play, I want to say. Because, well, Sonder, you can fly.
mhm.
If you can get into the air with Arena, she's safe. Because he's not going to kill Arena. So he can't kill you.
What about all of you? I can't just leave you there.
That's where the risky part comes in, where it's just you and Saya. Which is a terrible idea.
Listen, I love Irina. I really, really do. She's an amazing person, an amazing friend, and I'm so glad to have known her, but I am not leaving all of you to die.
That's why we're not. That. You missed the point. We wouldn't be going. It would just be you and Saya.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's
that
why
makes...
it's a bad idea.
I could go with them. Potentially, if I got a little bit better in my magic. Because there is a spell that I could use, but I have to be a little bit better than what I am, which basically means I can also walk through stone.
Oh, I know
And
exactly the spell that you're
sorry.
talking about.
Meld into stone?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I have that one, actually. So,
Yep. One of the many crossover spells that we share.
I mean, we are both wisdom-based, so...
But I have to become better to be able to use that.
But, if I can't get you into the air, how are you going to get out of there?
I will walk through walls.
I mean, like, how do I... At least I can fly, and get out of there very, very fast. You and Saya would be on the ground, with nothing but your own legs to get you out of there. And I don't need to remind you that Strahd moves incredibly fast.
But Strahd can't walk through walls.
If I may, I know it's a dangerous task, but it's not like I haven't done a dangerous task before where I had to go in. I'm a spy. I've been in worse situations than the situation we're setting up.
We can discuss this later. Maybe once we've sat down and thought of a plan, with a little bit more detail, than just blindly hoping that everything will work. And we do technically still have somebody that we can find. I talked with, I was about to say, we talked with him, but with Rudolph, and there is somebody that is technically very close with Strahd that if we do ambush, we can get information out of, but he said, not to trust his words completely because he'll lie. So there's technically that person, that we haven't taken into account.
Not that I wish to interrupt, but there is always the case of going to the Amber Temple.
Where's the Amber Temple?
It's in the southernmost mountain ranges. You'll need to go back towards Vallaki first, but then take the pathway south. It's buried up in the mountains. It's hard to get to, but that was done by design.
Sonder is furiously taking out his map and scribbling down the path.
Because at the end of the day, if you're looking for something to defeat Strahd, why not go to the place where it all started?
You do make a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
While we're on the subject of mountain ranges, do you happen to know anything about a man named Kavan, chieftain of the mountain by chance?
Back before this place was brought under Healan order, there were many barbarian tribes that roamed the mountains. Gavan was the chieftain of one of them.
Interesting.
How do you spell Kavan again?
I have it written down as Kavan, but I could be wrong.
This is when I flip back to the bit. I don't need that. I need... Yeah, I'll find it at some point. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Kavan. Kavan.
Ah, I was right!
And he was a chief?
As you've been told.
Barbarian chieftain of the mountains. Do you, by chance, know what happened to him? That might be a bit of a strange question, but, his spirit spoke to me, on Yester Hill, and gave me a, spear. So I just want to make sure I know the whole story.
Not much history. He fought with the local tribes and the clans, trying to become the best in the area, and in fairness, he almost got it. And was struck down in battle, the way that he wanted to be.
Interesting. Well, thank you for the information. I greatly appreciate it.
Feel free to keep exploring the castle. There are, I'm sure, things here that could be helpful. But obviously, not every room is as friendly as I am.
Any we should avoid?
And he's thinking about it. In all honesty, I would just leave this floor. Unless you're prepared to fight. Because there isn't just soldiers here. Vladimir is also here.
Yeah, you don't want us fighting him.
Yeah, if we can help it, it would be best to keep as much of the soldiers, as you say, alive. Especially if we can pull off this heist or go to the Ember Temple and figure out that. We need as many allies as we can get.
Well, in fairness, you can kill quite a few and we'll be back tomorrow.
Sandra definitely winces a little bit at that. I
Piss off the people that we're wanting help from.
I wouldn't want to offend anybody.
Right now, with how much hatred is in this house, in this home, they're not going to be able to tell you from their mother.
Okay.
But I understand the trepidation.
Sandra definitely looks a bit sad at that comment, and a kind of weariness sets in his bones, and he just nods with understanding. Is there anything we can do for any of you that would help even just a little? Even if it's just some better clothing or something that's comforting from your past? Anything?
At that point, they reach into the neckline of their armor, and all of them hold out beautifully carved holy symbols. One of them does pipe up, though, and says, "Actually, while you're looking, since you're already looking for... since you're already looking for a skull..."
Looking for a what?
A skull.
Okay.
You might as well also have a look for that. And he gestures over what's left of the mantelpiece, and you can see a very clear outline of where a kite shield used to be, but now the wall is empty.
Is that also going to be Castle Ravenloft? Is that going to be somewhere else?
At that point, your guess is as good as ours. But it'll bear a clear sigil. It will be easy to identify.
Same sigil as your holy symbols?
And again, they hold it out, and it's a... The best way I can describe it is it's a sat dragon with their hand covering a crystal ball. So it's almost a mix between Western and Eastern dragons. Definitely Western in style, but the way that it's got a paw over an orb. It reminds you of the dog dragons of China.
in mind.
You mentioned that Kavan was a chieftain of the mountains? Which one?
All of them by the end, my dear.
Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Oh.
Just looks at Amira, just sorry.
No, go ahead.
The chapel downstairs, there was a stained glass mural that was half ruined. Can I know the story behind that?
It's not much of a story to tell. Argynvost was aware that while people were a part of his order, they also had their own religious beliefs. He wanted them to have a place to pray. Somewhere that they could practice their faith while still being faithful to him.
So, who was that one for? Or was it not specific?
Oh, the one downstairs was for the Morning Lord.
Oh, thank you.
Even back in the old days, we only had the two gods, and that seems to have persisted.
Understandable. I was just incredibly curious. I've seen art similar to it before, so I wanted to know any significance behind it.
Small smile and a nod. There's an understanding there.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I was only going to ask if there was a specific mountain that Kavan was known to stay around or live at most.
Many of the tribesmen were nomadic. They took over the entire area once they got the chance.
Okay.
Anything else?
You all set?
Before you leave, you might want to rescue the man hiding in the storeroom downstairs.
Oh?
From the...
Where would the storeroom be?
So, when you make it to the foyer, it's the door to the left as you're looking at the stairs. From the smell of it, they hurt quite badly.
Is there other people in the storeroom other than just him?
Not that I can tell just from the smell.
Enough. I'll make sure to get over to him as soon as we're done here.
Is he dead? That's why it smells bad.
I believe he's saying that he's very heavily injured and about to die if we don't head over there soon. Blood has a very specific smell when it's just spilled, so I think that's what he's talking about.
And she nods.
But thank you so much for your time and your patience. I'll make sure that your history gets spread as much as possible. And even if it's not in Barovia, people outside will definitely know of it. I promise.
That's the first time that you saying that, Sander, that you see all of the undead gentlemen in front of you, like, have a genuine smile on their face.
He gives a very determined nod back to them.
Jack will get on up and start heading downstairs. Go find this guy.
Especially if they're bleeding out.
Yes.
Healing spells at the ready.
Yeah. I have a bad feeling about who the guy is, but sure, let's go.
You head all the way downstairs, back down the spiral, out onto the first floor landing, down into the foyer, following the advice of Sir Godfrey. You head down and go to the door that you have been told is a storeroom. Do you just walk on in, Jack?
He's gonna have King walk on in.
So do we hear fighting before we open the door?
No.
After King opens the door and walks in, Jack's just gonna call out from behind him. I know you're hiding in there. We're living people. We know you're hurt. Where are you so we can save your gosh darn life?
So, what you see, Jack, is 5 barrels that lie, like, in wooden braces along the walls of this mouldy, dark storage room. Can you please roll a perception check for me, please?
Yes, I can, and I am definitely going to be using a flash of genius on this. Perception. Because I am not a wise person. Yeah.
Good choice, good choice.
So, Jack, even though you're calling out and being like, we're living people, we're here to help, you don't see or hear anyone.
Can a mirror take a step forward and have a look?
Sure, it's a cramped little doorway, but you can squeeze your way through.
Yep. Do I roll perception as well?
Yeah?
Now I get the natural 20.
Oh my god.
That was nice.
For a 29, Amira, you're actually pretty impressed with this man's agility, especially considering how injured he is, because you can see him now. Wedged between 2 of the wine barrels, he's managed to contort himself so that his legs have been hidden by the braces, and then his body is pressed between 2 barrels, and he is bleeding out onto the floor. He has managed to wrap like a bit of material around his thigh as like a tourniquet, but it's only working so much. But now that you can see him, you're getting a better look, and if anything, you are astonished with what you see, because you are met with one of the few dusk elves that still exist in Barovia.
Oh fuck. Okay.
They are an incredibly rare breed.
I go forward because I'm like, oh, okay, clearly you need help because you're cramped in here. Goes forward, sees who it is, her eyes go wide, and immediately kind of like lowers herself, and like her hands are out in like a very kind of like, it's cool, mercy, no harm kind of way. It's like, my name's Amira. I'm here to help. Would you like me to heal you?
There's definitely a look on his face of, like, he has a natural, like, purple tinge to his skin anyway, just with the type of elf that he is. But he looks incredibly pale. Like, what should be a plum looks like a lilac. As he's lost a lot of blood. And he just looks at you with, like, heavy drooping eyelids, and he just nods. Like, he can't even muster the energy to speak to you.
Okay, I will cast heal. No, I'll cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level. Naturally, it's gonna do that stupid thing again. So it would be that plus an extra D8. So that's like 15.
Okay. Beautiful. Yeah. So, you actually, Amira, essentially seal his gaping wound. And he gets out from his hiding space, and everyone at the door can now see this man stand up.
Amira does like offer a hand to like help him stand up.
And he, in fairness, he takes it. Gingerly puts pressure on the leg that you've just healed, but can actually immediately put pressure on it. So he's just kind of nodding and, like, looking down at his leg in amazement, takes off the tourniquet, and you can see that, like, there is now a small scratch where his wound used to be, but now it's essentially just, like, a graze.
Do you have a name?
My name is Savid.
No, I was spelling that one.
David with an S. Savid.
Thank you.
He's also dyslexic.
Welcome to the club, buddy. Very happy to have you.
When she like helps him up and like brings him out so that everybody else can see him, she points to everybody and says their names.
Is it possible to roll a history check on the type of elf he is?
Sure.
Just in case, you know, say has heard anything about him being an elf herself.
I mean, with his colourings, he looks like a drow. And that immediately sparks tension in you. As you remember the history of the drow. Poison makers, backstabbers, assassins.
Right. In that case, Say goes, no, we can't help him. Leave him here to die. He deserves everything that's coming for him. Just leave him. We can go our own way.
Sonder immediately whips around, like, with a very clear, shocked face. Saya, what? Why would you say that?
Because he's from the underground. He doesn't like us and we don't like him. They're mean. They're not like us.
That's awfully presumptuous. I understand that we shouldn't trust people extremely fast, but you can't just sentence somebody to death because they look a certain way.
I would like to put my hand up and say that I was born in the woods of Barovia, and I have no idea what you mean when you say that I'm from the underground. I do technically live in a hovel in the side of a hill. Does that count?
No, buddy, you're good. She's not from here.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Because, like, Amira is also very shocked, kind of, at Saya, and just kind of looks at Saya and is like, I don't know about where you came from. Clearly there's some kind of prejudice there, but, we don't have that here.
Hello.
The Underdark is not a nice place. And the elves down there don't get along with us. And we don't get along with them.
Okay.
Apologies. You look like one of them, though.
Okay, so she apologized.
Yeah, and my leg is a lot better. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to leave.
Oh,
Before you leave, do you mind if we ask you what you were doing here?
Oh, hiding.
From what?
Do you not know the castle is haunted?
Well, why were you in the castle in the first place if you knew it was haunted?
Because I was going through the forest because we were running low on food, so I was sent out on a scavenging mission, and I got chased.
By whom?
Well, it was hard to explain, but it was essentially like these little men made of sticks.
We are aware of what you're talking about.
Oh.
Taking a few of those out.
Oh, yeah, so I got chased by the little men made of sticks. They really want to be dead. It's what I got the wound from. They were attacking me as I was running away. And there was nowhere else to go, so I came in here thinking, oh, maybe I can hide from them in here, and then realized where I was.
Do you
Do you want help getting back to your hovel?
I was literally about to ask that. We're on the same wavelength, buddy.
I mean, if you're willing to travel back to Vallaki with me.
He can go back himself. He got here by himself. He can go back himself. We don't need any more strays.
Saya, please. I don't know what's gotten into you, but this is not the time.
I mean,
We already have enough. We have Esmeralda. We have Serenity. We don't need any more.
Esmeralda build an army to go after Strahd.
yeah, Esmeralda kind of like puts her hand up and is like, my fate is tied to yours by literal fate. If you think I'm a stray, then you need to suck it.
We need as much help as we can get, Saya.
I understand that you're nervous and scared around new people, but this is not okay. Sonder genuinely looks upset. It's like he has a very stern face. His eyebrows are kind of pinched together, and his tail is flicking behind him. I understand why you might be feeling this way, but that is not how we talk to people.
Anyone else want to join us then?
At that point, Savine is just gonna like put his hand up and be like, "So I'm going to leave.
Do you have anything to protect yourself with?
I mean, I have my and you see him like kind of pat himself down, realize that he doesn't have it on him, and then reaches back behind the barrel and pulls out both a short sword and like a bow and arrow with like a quiver of arrows.
Okay, cool. 'Cause if you didn't, I was gonna give you a longsword.
Are you sure you're gonna make it back all right?
Yeah, I mean, now I'm not hunting and taking a roundabout route, and I will just take the straight line.
I can definitely help with masking your presence if you need.
No, it's
I mean,
you have already helped me a great deal. And he again like kind of reaches out to you, Amir, and just kind of like gives your hand a squeeze of like a thank you.
Don't mind, I actually have something in Valaki I want to check out, so we will walk with you just for a bit.
Well, you can walk with me if you wish, but I'm planning on going into the forests. So if that makes you uncomfortable.
Nope, I'm fine with that. If you clearly know the forests, you'd be a good guide for us to follow.
Oh, I can do my best.
I realize I just talked on behalf of everybody then. Jack?
Yes.
If we did want to go back to Valaki with Sabine, is it okay to go through the forest?
If you think it's safe, I don't see why not.
We got a
Pretty
guide.
capable.
Oh no, I cannot promise it's going to be safe, but it's quicker.
Safe is relative because we get ourselves into situations
a lot, actually.
much more often than what we'd like.
But we're tough. We can handle ourselves.
Against the blights, absolutely. Especially if they were the smaller ones. Were they the smaller ones?
They were decently small from what I can remember.
Yeah, the Twiggy boys we can handle. It's the stumpers we have to worry about.
Yeah, the big ones, shoot things at you. They're not very nice.
Well,
Are you able to get your food though?
no,
I
I had to abandon the food that I found.
Jack is just gonna go into his pack then and pull out 5 rations.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, don't we still have the wolf meat?
Yep,
I was just thinking that.
Everybody should have 4 rations each.
Oh yeah, immediately pulled out the wolf meat. It's already grilled, it's already wrapped up.
Yep, I smoked it. Tied it all up nicely as well, put everybody's names on it, made it look all pretty like your mum did your packed lunch.
That's so sweet. I love that so much. Just hands out the steaks. I'm not sure how many people you have to feed, so take as much as you need.
Oh, I
5 as well.
I was gonna say I can't do that to you. It's an entire settlement of people. I mean, obviously I'm not the only hunter that went out, but I can't expect
also-
you to do that.
Well, in that case, then anything that we come across in the forest that, we have to kill, we'll give you all the meat. That way you won't return home empty-handed.
I appreciate it.
Nobody deserves to go hungry.
Weird question. You're an elf. How old are you?
Oh, I'm like over 400 years old.
So he's old too.
I'm finally not the oldest one, thank God.
Yes, say I respect your elders.
Never.
Why? Is there something I can ask or answer for you?
Look at Sander. How old is that chieftain?
Well, they did say, he did die around 400 years ago. I didn't actually get a age. I should have asked. I really should have asked how old he was. Oh, I feel like an idiot.
Didn't they say a couple hundred?
Any chance do you know of a chieftain of the mountains? Or is there someone older from your settlement that might know?
And you see him like genuinely scratching his head about that one. Just well, the closest I can think of is before Strahd there was the Order of the Silver Dragon, and then before the Order of the Silver Dragon there were the barbarian tribes that wandered the mountainsides.
That one, yes. Do you know anything about a chieftain named Kavan?
I mean, in fairness, the elvish communities were not really a part of the roving war band. We essentially stuck to the forest and let them have the mountains. But from what I can remember, it's essentially the stereotype of what you think of a nomadic barbarian tribe. Living off the land, pillaging, looting, fighting amongst each other. Not exactly much to add to a history book.
Well, thank you anyways.
That was worth it, an ask.
Any information is worth it, so thank you.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, do we not want to search first?
Are we wanting to fight other of these people?
I mean, if you want to keep searching the rooms, I'm happy to wait here for when you're done.
Technically, I got the information that I wanted by coming here, so I am all set if whatever we do end up doing. I believe, as Jack would say, dealer's choice.
Let's then continue to clear this place out. See if there's anything else useful we can find here, and we don't have to circle back or anything like that. See you in a bit, Civid. Don't get stabbed in the leg again.
Well, I will be waiting literally in this room.
I really, really wish I had prestidigitation right now. This poor guy's fucking covered in his own blood.
That's what they invented baths for.
Can't exactly conjure a bath right here without drowning half the participants in the room, actually, so...
It's
That's
the sacrifice
actually-
for clean clothes that I am willing to make.
That's actually kind of a question.
Mm.
I remember last session, I think I wrote in something like, kind of a little bit as a joke, but also seriously, of like, well, if Aurora's not going to look in this bathroom for soap, Amira will. So was there any soap?
Not that you saw.
Okay, that's fine then. I can't offer him soap and a water skin, so sorry, dude.
Okay then. So what we will do is we'll end the session there, because I think that's a good place to end it. With the idea being that you're going to go from the foyer and further explore the house. or at least that's the way I'm understanding it.
Sounds fine to me.
Okay. In that case, then, that'll be it for today's episode. We have been 20 Sides of Failure. Please do come join us every Friday, 7 p.m. EST here on Twitch, or you can watch the VOD the next week on our YouTube channel. Same name. And all we have left to do is say thank you and good night.
Bye.
Good
night.
night.